On the newly rebranded Two Line Students Radio Network, we will continue to bring you the hottest, most interesting guests and commentary in the areas of social issues, politics, culture, music, and more. Continue to tune in.
Let's go, give it to you.
Yo, what's good? This is Trey Frazier. This is the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Make sure y'all tune in to us every Tuesday night, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the Wait a Minute Show with your host, Jelani J.B. Bodie, and my man, Lopan, who has been very quiet tonight. Indeed. Yes, Lopan. He been on that laptop, y'all. That's what it is. So he probably over there FaceTime or whatever you want to call it, Mocha Bella. So because he's sitting over there corner and he's real quiet. Indeed. Yeah. I'm watching you, Lopan, but I'm not watching you too close because you're a nasty dude. I don't want to. Yeah, you just nasty. So let's get back and give you an update. And Mac Farrell is in the chat room, basically breaking it down for us. It just went down because it was just 1-up. Dodgers just went up 3-1 in the bottom of the sixth. So now they done took the momentum back. So this thing is going back and forth. Astros still got time, to make some moves themselves. But 3-1 right now in the game 2 of the World Series. So we were talking about tough guys. So I had talked about before, some of the tough guys in the past, your Xavier McDaniels and all that stuff, the X-Men, Anthony Mason, guys that were just tough. So, of course, the NBA is not what it used to be. They changed that whole culture, where, you go out, you just can't clothesline someone like you used to back in the day, So you still got, you still got tough guys. They just not as tough. And the reason I bring this up, because in the past week, I've seen guys like LaMarcus Aldridge, him and Ibaka getting each other's face. And it's just like, no one's believing that, and I'm saying this, I'm not a tough guy myself. So I'm not trying to say I'm tougher than them or whatever, but it's just like, why do that? Because no one's going to, believe it. James Harden, it's just like, y'all going to wait for other people to get in there and push and all this stuff. But there are certain guys that you don't want a problem with, that you don't want to mess with. So I thought about it. I said, who would be my top 3 guys if I was in the NBA and I'm like, all right, I'm going to let you have that. Because Ron Artest is not in the league anymore. He would definitely be in the mix. He could have you shook. So I'm going to give you my honorable mentions real quick. And then I'm going to get in the folks that's in the chat room, put your tough guy that's currently in the NBA right now. So, and maybe we can discuss it. But here's my honorable mentions. My honorable mentions in no order is Draymond Green. And I got him there because, with the Draymond kick and all this stuff, you got to be watching out because it could come at any time. So if Draymond, you get underneath his skin or anything like that, the Draymond kick, a.k.a. the Booker T Spinaroonie kick or whatever could get you. So he's honorable mention. Another honorable mention is Russell Westbrook. The brother's game is violent, and he's just a no-nonsense guy, and he doesn't play that with anybody on the court. So I got him down as an honorable mention. But here are my top 3, and it's actually really 4. But number 3 is the Morris twins. I put them together, Marquise and Marcus. These guys, together is a force, but also when they got broken up, and one was in Detroit and the other one's still in Phoenix, and then one went to Washington and one's in Boston, and all this stuff. But the one consistent thing with them is that they didn't take no mess from nobody. They would get in your face and they would tell you what they thought. So number 3 on here is I got the Morris twins, and I guess, sometimes, they look exactly alike. So you might think it's the same person. And you just be like, man, this dude is always just just getting in people's face. No, it's two different people. They just, both of them look alike, and you might forget, who they play for. But the Morris twins is who I got at number 3. Number 2 is Nene. Now, you tough when you only goes by one name. Nene. He doesn't play. He's not about that, we gon', talk and maybe push. No, Nene's going to come after you. And you better hope someone's in the middle of it because he's a big man. He has big hands and he looked like he would just crush your head like a grape, So you don't want to play around with Nene. That's part of his game is enforcing his authority, on people, Last but not least on my top 3, I think it goes without saying. Udonis Haslem. Yeah. If you think about it, Udonis Haslem. Rep Miami, from Miami, played at Florida, then got drafted in Miami. I saw Udonis Haslem one day. He was riding around and, he was riding around in the car with no shirt on. That's a tough guy right there. I don't know why you needed your shirt off to be driving in your car, but that's a tough guy. Don't nobody just, you know what? Let me take my shirt off, then get in the car. Most people, they get out of the car, go in the house and take their shirt off. But the other thing is, you ain't never seen nobody step to Udonis. And he don't take no mess from nobody. I think Udonis Haslem is a guy that I feel he could have played. When people say, oh, who could have played back with, Charles Barkley and all those boys? Udonis Haslem could have played back then. He had that little jumper, he played defense. He was physical. He didn't mind getting, grimy or whatever with you. Udonis Haslem. Dude, he's still in the league, but don't take no mess. You ain't never heard nobody saying anything to Udonis Haslem. They may run past him and go get somebody else, but ain't nobody gonna be talking Udonis. Because he might slap you in the mouth, right there on the spot. Or he might come see you after the game. That's another thing. Udonis, he seems like a brother that'd be like, you know what? I'll talk to you after the game. They'd be like, what are you talking about? UD? I mean, this was just on the court. No, I'm going to talk to you after the game. He don't play around, man. So, Udonis Haslem, my 3 top tough guys, the Morris twins, Nene, and Udonis Haslem. That's what I got. Mac Farrell was talking about one of the Morris twins was crying in a post-game interview about Paul Millsap. Yeah, he was going, at Paul Millsap. That was that playoff game against Washington against, the Hawks and everything. But he's gotten in LeBron's face. And LeBron, of course LeBron's not going to get in a fight because he's a boss, But you got to be careful, too. Because if you go after LeBron, man, not LeBron would make the call or anything like that. But other people would be like, hey, what are you doing? You don't treat LeBron like that. He don't care. He like, man, F LeBron. I like that. We here to play basketball, man. I ain't here to kiss your butt. So, we'll get off that. And we're going to get into... Now, I may get in trouble, for this. Oh, Big L said, why he been in Miami for his whole career? Don't want him to go. Yeah, I mean, they love him there. I mean, he's a perfect fit in Miami. Udonis Haslem. I couldn't imagine him being anywhere else. But, so we're going to move on. And earlier this week, might have been, on the weekend, the Golden State Warriors were playing the Dallas Mavericks, and they were kind of giving the Mavericks the business. So they up by a lot. You know what that means? Guys that don't get all the playing time, they get more playing time that night. They get into the game. They want to compete. They want to, put up some buckets, and all that stuff. Jordan Bell, rookie from Oregon. He gets in. Ball comes off the rim. They get an outlet to him. He's coming down. He says, it's showtime. Showtime, baby. Throws it off the backboard. Blackout. Throws down the dunk. Rick Carlisle loses his mind, or Rick Carlisle's upset. Saying he's showboating and all that stuff. He shouldn't be doing all that. Steve Kerr tried to talk to Rick Carlisle after the game. Rick Carlisle ain't trying to have it. He trying to apologize for Jordan Bell, saying that, he was trying to show him up. Steve Kerr said, I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to talk to Jordan, let him know, we don't do that, right? Why not? Why not? That's my question. Shouts out to Ron, who just joined into the chat room. But why not? It was an open. He wanted to put on the show. He's there to entertain. He threw it off the backboard. He dunked. Y'all losing by 25. Here's my thing on it. I totally get what Rick Carlisle is saying about, because LeBron commented on this saying there's a code, and when you're up, you don't want to show up the other team. Was he really showing up the other team? To me, if he was showing up the other team, if there was a guy underneath the basket or around, below the free throw line, and he threw it off the backboard and then dunked it on the guy, then I'll say he's trying to show them up. But he was on a fast break. There was somebody trailing him, but they were just going to let him dunk. They were going to let him dunk, or they were going to let him lay the ball up, or whatever. So what's the problem? We supposed to, you're taught to play to the whole 48 minutes, to play the entire game. There's guys that don't get to play, they want to play. Why would you want to go into a game? And I get it. Maybe it was a little bit extra, but it was showtime. It was time to impress the crowd. It was trying to show out just a little bit. I don't think it was disrespectful. Did Rick Carlisle or anybody from Dallas say, all right, guys, y'all got it? Did he signal to, Steve Kerr and say, all right, this one's y'all. We're going to go ahead, fall back. Let's just finish out these last 3 minutes. If not, then everything is still fair game. Because if Dallas goes on a barrage of shots or whatever, now, of course, the chances are that it's not. But if they do, and they get back into this game, who's going to be talking about? Are you going to be talking about, oh, they were showing out? No. You're going to talk about, oh, our guys never quit. We're going to play to the end or whatever. No. I don't have a problem with what Jordan Bell did. I don't think he tried to show up anybody on the Dallas Mavericks team. It was a wide open shot, a fast break. Nobody was under the basket. Nobody was running alongside of him. The guy was trailing behind him. He threw it off the backboard, gave a dunk. Be different if he dunked it, hung on the rim, smacked the backboard, started screaming, like Woody Harrelson off of, White Man Can't Jump or something like that. Yeah, then I would have been like, okay, that's a little bit much. But he caught the oop off the back, dunked it, and ran down to the other end of the court. I don't got a problem with it. I think the biggest thing is that the person I always got a problem with is the person that's getting handled. So, what is it? But I will tell you what I do have a problem with the Golden State Warriors. So I don't have a problem with Jordan Bell dunking, but this is what I do have a problem with. Steph Curry and his freaking mouthpiece. I don't know where he's getting this from. I don't know why he's doing it. people, I guess he thought it was a little excessive that